Chicago is a city of green, a city that safeguards its precious environment. Welcome to Chicago at Play.
More than a decade in the making, Mary Bartelme Park is the newest addition to the ever-changing landscape that is the Chicago Park District.
Mary Bartelme Park is very exciting. It's a full city block in a dense urban West Loop neighborhood. It's very hard to cobble together that much open space and that high density of an area, which means that it becomes a park that has to serve all things and be all things to all people. So we've done our best to balance that.
The park features a number of amenities unique to the site. The distinctive design of the landscape plays a role in every element of the park.
Generally throughout the park we've been playing with landform, and part of that is part of the sustainability picture in developing the park, in that there were a number of buildings on the site originally, a lot of rubble, and part of the remediation process is to bury some of that underneath the park and then develop a safe layer of soil and topsoil between it, allowed us to play with the topography. It's a very innovative playground at Sangamon and Adams. We worked a lot with the poured-in-place rubberized surfacing that's typically flat in playgrounds, but we developed it into a series of landforms that are also angled so they're accessible to children with disabilities or mothers with strollers, and so kids and parents and families, no matter your ability, you can have the same kind of experience. We have a dog-friendly area that's sort of a state-of-the-art dog-friendly area with seating for people who are coming with their dogs, and even a dog bowl, a large dog bowl that dogs can drink out of together.
The space at Sangamon and Adams was once the site of an infirmary. The park incorporates elements from the former tenant and combines them with modern design features that are sure to make this location a regional destination.
It was the site of a former infirmary that was owned by UIC, the state of Illinois. And we've taken remnants from the building, so the interesting architectural elements that were in the building, and incorporated them actually into the park. And so as you walk along some of the walks near some of the more natural planted areas, you'll see encased in a sort of a concrete, sort of a diorama style box, you'll see these really neat pieces that were on the original building. One of the really fantastic features is the misting system. It's a riff kind of on a fountain, and this sculptural, essentially a tunnel to go through that generates a mist and just cools you off in the summer, and then is also an ephemeral sort of artwork piece. The mist is coming down, and if the wind takes in a different direction, it's doing something different than maybe it did 10 minutes ago. So those qualities of a space that kind of, it's changing, it's interesting to look at, you sort of have the harder geometry of what's producing the mist, but then this really amorphous cloud coming out and moving through the park.
The driving force behind the development of Mary Bartelme Park was combined efforts of multiple government agencies and support from the nonprofit private sector.
With this park, there were a number of partnerships, primarily between the City of Chicago, the Chicago Park District, the State of Illinois, and Trust for Public Land. Together, over the last decade, really, we all worked together to acquire the property and then build it out in the park that you see today. We also had the West Loop Gate Advisory Council. This is a group of local citizens who've lived in that area for the past decade that were committed to bringing home a really fantastic park, and really brought us a park that should be of national significance in terms of parks that fit into an urban fabric and do it so well. Because of its size, because of the unusual amenities, and particularly because of the density and challenges of finding open space in the neighborhood and even neighborhoods beyond, it's becoming the kind of park that you need to go to. You need to take your kids to that playground and experience it. So it plays a role as this local park, but it also plays a role as a regional park. And we hope that all Chicagoans stop by Mary Bartelme Park.